In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use the new Looptimus Mini Plus to control your tracks and change the pages in your charts app, all with a simple to use controller. The great thing about the Looptimus Mini Plus is that it's completely wireless, battery powered. Put this anywhere on the stage, control your tracks, change the pages of your charts, all with a simple controller. Today, I'm going to show you how you can connect it and use it as a MIDI controller or as a page turner. First, let's talk about how to actually make the connection to your device. I'm going to show you how to do it first using the MIDI mode, and we're going to show you how to connect it on a Mac. What you want to make sure you do is on the back of the MIDI controller, you've got a switch that lets you choose between what mode you want to use. Do you want to use this as a MIDI controller or as a keyboard page turner? First thing I'm going to show you is how to use it as a MIDI controller, and we're going to set it up wirelessly on our Mac. So I'm going to flip the switch to MIDI. Once that's on, you'll see Looptimus Mini power up, and now let's go to the Mac. Once the Looptimus Mini is turned on, make sure in your system settings Bluetooth is turned on. Then go to Prime Settings and click on MIDI, and you can choose to open the audio MIDI setup on your Mac. Go to Window and click on Show MIDI Studio. And now you're going to click on the Bluetooth MIDI device right here, this button. And you should see Looptimus Mini Plus pop up right here in this window. I'm going to click Connect, and once you press Connect, you should see the blue light on Looptimus Mini Plus turn on, which shows that the Looptimus Mini Plus is connected to your device. And now let's go back to Prime, go to Settings, and it should show that the Looptimus Mini Plus is connected. Now let me show you how you can connect the Looptimus Mini to an iOS device like an iPad or an iPhone. Inside of Prime, go to your settings and click on MIDI. What's amazing about the Prime app is that you can actually connect to the Looptimus Mini Plus all within the Prime app. So now click on Bluetooth MIDI device, and the Looptimus Mini Plus should show up right here in this list if you've got the Looptimus Mini turned on. I'm going to click it. It says connecting. Once it's connected, you should see the blue light on Looptimus Mini turn on that shows that it's connected to your iOS device, and you're ready to go. You can start mapping it and using it inside of the Prime app. Once the Looptimus Mini is connected to Prime, let me show you how you can actually map these buttons to control things inside of the Prime app. It's really easy. In the top right corner, I'm going to tap on MIDI in. Anything that you see inside of Prime that has a dotted line around it can be mapped or assigned to one of the buttons here on the Looptimus Mini. So, for example, I'm going to maybe press play. I'm going to tap on the play button, and I'm going to make it this button. So I just tapped that button on Looptimus Mini, and it assigned that button to the play button inside of Prime. This one, I'll make it the stop button. So you tap on it and then choose the button you want. And then let's make this button be right here, the next song button. Now here's what's really cool, is that Looptimus Mini is 3 buttons, but actually, instead of just sending 3 different commands, you can assign these 3 buttons to do 6 different things. And the way you do that is by tapping on something you want to do in Prime. Let's just say I want to do the loop button right here. And what you do is instead of pressing this once, you press it and hold and then release. And now that's a 4th button now, or a 4th command that you can do inside of Prime. So let's assign our fade out to be the middle button, press and hold, release, and that's it. So you can do this with 3 buttons, 6 different commands. Once you've assigned what you want to inside of the Prime app, tap the MIDI in button again, and that saves it. And now with the Looptimus Mini wirelessly, I can press this button and it will start my track. Or I can press this button to stop, or this button to go to the next song. Or if I want to press and hold and release, it will trigger the loop function right there in Prime that I assigned. So that's a great way to use the Looptimus Mini with the Prime app to control your tracks. Another great thing you can do with the Looptimus Mini is choose what type of MIDI messages the Looptimus Mini sends. By default, the Looptimus Mini sends MIDI notes. Now you can change that to be program changes or control changes. All you have to do is while you're powering on the Looptimus Mini in MIDI mode, you press and hold one of these buttons to choose the mode that you want it to be in. So I'm going to be in MIDI mode. Button 1, if you press and hold that while powering it up, it tells the Looptimus Mini to send MIDI notes. If you press and hold button 2 while powering up, it tells the Looptimus Mini to send program changes. And if you press and hold button 3 while powering up the Looptimus Mini, it tells the Mini to send control changes. So with the Looptimus Mini, you can choose what type of MIDI messages are sent in the MIDI mode. Now let me show you how to use Looptimus MIDI as a keyboard page turner to change the charts of your song if you're using a charts app. This is a great new feature of the new Looptimus Mini Plus because up until this point, Looptimus Mini has only been able to send MIDI messages, but now it can send keyboard commands to maybe change the pages of a chord chart. Let me show you how this works. It's really easy. All you have to do is flip the switch on the Looptimus Mini to keyboard, and that turns it on. Now go to your device settings and go to Bluetooth, and you should see Looptimus Keyboard show up here in the list. I'm gonna click Looptimus Keyboard, and it's gonna ask me if I wanna pair. I'm gonna say yes. And then the blue light turned on the Looptimus Mini, showing me that these are connected. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go to my charts app where I have my chord charts, and button 1 and 3 will change the page of my chord chart. I can go forward, I can go backward, just like that. So really simply, the Looptimus Mini is now a page turner to change the pages of my chord charts in my charts app. Just like MIDI mode, you can choose what keyboard commands the Looptimus Mini sends in keyboard mode. The way to choose that is when you're powering up the Looptimus Mini into keyboard mode, when you're flipping the switch to keyboard mode, press and hold button 1 if you want these buttons to be left arrow and right arrow. Press and hold button 2 if you want these buttons to send up arrow and down arrow. And press and hold button 3 on power up if you want this button to send page up and this button to send page down. So you can choose what keyboard commands are sent from the Looptimus Mini in keyboard mode by just choosing those on power up. One very, very important tip is that you can't hot switch between keyboard mode and MIDI mode. You can use them in one mode, and then if you are going to switch to using Looptimus Mini in a totally different mode, you need to make sure that on your device, you forget the device before you try to reconnect it in a new mode. So for example, if I'm connected in keyboard mode right now, I'm gonna go to my computer, and before I try to connect it as a MIDI controller, I'm gonna right click on here and choose forget. And that will forget the device from my system. And now I can turn the Looptimus Mini off and then back into MIDI mode, which will allow me to connect it as a MIDI controller under the MIDI Studio. So you wanna make sure though that you forget the device, disconnect the device and forget it before switching to an entirely new mode of the Looptimus Mini. Just like the other Looptimus Mini, you can always plug in an expression pedal to adjust the volume of your tracks, or you can also use this jack to expand it to connect to your larger Looptimus Plus controller if you want to add even more buttons. The Looptimus Mini Plus can do that as well. The battery on the Looptimus Mini Plus lasts a long time, but when you need to charge it, all you have to do is plug in a USB-C cable here, let it charge overnight, and you'll be good to go. The Looptimus Mini Plus is available for order now at loopcommunity.com. Go to loopcommunity.com and order your Looptimus Mini Plus today to use it as a simple MIDI controller and page turner.